Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Diego Knows, and I am Diego. And today we're going to finish up talking about Sex and the City. That's right, Sex and the City, the original show from the late '90s, early 2000s. I'm Diego. I've watched every single episode of Sex and the City. I watched both movies, and I watched that piece of shit and just like crap. I do not recommend it. Don't watch that piece of shit show. If you do want to see the reviews I have on it, it's already on this channel. Just look it up. Okay, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the good show. Okay, the original Sex and the City. Now, I've already done two parts on this, and now I'm about to the third. Okay, the episode we're talking about today is the last episode of season 5. The last episode of season 5. The name of this episode is something to do with charades, I believe. Do that charade, whatever. It's called I Love a Charade, okay? It's season 5, episode 8, I Love a Charade. Now, in the first two parts that I already did, we're over halfway done with this episode, okay? So I'm not going to go over too much of it already because I already went over it in pretty much in detail, okay? But basically, the story is that one of their friends, one of the girls, they have a mutual friend named Bobby Farron, played by Nathan Lane, okay, who worked with Sarah Jessica Parker's husband for many, many years on Broadway doing the producers. Anyway, he's there. He plays some gay guy, piano player named Bobby Farron, and he's marrying some rich old lady, skinny old lady named Mitzi Van Lovely, or something. That's her name, Mitzi Van Lovely. Yeah, the names on this show are just fucking incredible. Yeah, so they're getting married, and the girls are shocked because he's gay. Everybody knows that he's gay, okay, but he's marrying a woman. And apparently this sex is really good, and he makes her very happy, and she makes him very happy, apparently. So they're getting married, and he sent out the invitations, and everyone got one, and they're all going. Samantha, this woman, Mitzi Van Lovely, is a client of Samantha's in the past, so Samantha's in charge of doing the wedding reception. She's going to do the pre-party, the wedding itself, and then the party afterwards, okay? This wedding's happening in the Hamptons, because that's where all the rich rich people in New York live. They live in the Hamptons. Okay, so of course they know everybody that lives there, and that's where the wedding's happening. Samantha's ex-boyfriend Richard, remember him, the player, the executive in the restaurant in the hotel industry. Well, he owns a house over there. But she already broke up with him, so she can't use it. So she called him and basically said, "You're a piece of fucking shit. You damaged me in my relationship, even though I'm the one that treated you like shit, and you really didn't do much but cheat on me. But I forgave you and I accepted you anyway. And then I fucking dumped your ass after I humiliated you and made you buy me hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gifts. Yeah, and ride on your private plane. Yeah, well, you traumatized me, and I deserve a settlement, even though we weren't married. So I demand that we use your house for the weekend so I can have this party. By the way, you're not fucking invited." Okay, and he agreed to it, of course, because that's what straight guys do in real life. So that's what happened. However, there are some hotties that he was banging. They never say that he's banging them, but he is banging them, okay? Some young 19, 20-year-old girls with big fake titties, you know, they look great in bikinis. They're there partying there. Samantha does not want them there. They were not invited to this wedding reception, but they already have a deal with Richard, so they get to hang out at his Hampton house whenever they want. Apparently he's fucked them all, I guess. So now Samantha's self-confidence is a little shaken here. She does not want them there, but they're there. They're eating her food. They're helping themselves with the drinks. They're taking their tops off, which I don't mind at all. They're showing off their beautiful, young, firm bodies. I do not have any problem with that at all. But apparently, the women on the show do have a problem with it. Charlotte complains about it. Carrie complains about it. Miranda complains about it, and of course Carrie complains about it too. All right, but I'm not complaining about it because it's about time we had some young, hot things, you know, with some big ass fucking titties on the show. Sorry, but these ladies on the show, none of them are exactly the female version of well endowed. Okay, hey, straight man's point of view. I tell you from a straight man's point of view. Okay, if you're offended, okay, if you're easily triggered, get the fuck out right now. I do not censor myself. I'm telling you exactly the truth, the way a straight guy would talk to another straight guy, or just the way a straight guy would talk to anybody about this fucking show. Okay, I'm telling you the truth from a straight man's point of view. That's a point of view you never got. Okay. Because this show is written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists. They don't know what the fuck a straight guy is, so they write caricatures of straight people, all right? Now, every once in a while, they get it right, and they did get it right a little bit here in this episode, okay? And I'm about to get to that, okay? So where I left off last, so that's where we are right now, okay? It's the pre-party, all right? So at this pre-party, okay, a lot of things are going on here. Okay, now I already talked about how Jack Berger showed up. That's the guy that Carrie's got the hots for. He's also a writer. They got the same publisher. They flirted earlier in this episode, but now he stopped by at the Hamptons on his motorcycle. So they're out there talking. Carrie's basically just going all drama crazy, talking about Aiden and her ex-boyfriends and how fucking relationships suck and how, like, you know, all these guys that have the red flag, you're supposed to fuck them all in your 20s. And then in your 30s, you're not supposed to do that anymore. But the good guys are few and far between, and her relationships keep exploding on her and blah, blah, blah. And nothing's ever right, you know, and she can only take so much emotional damage, you know, all that kind of shit. And Berger is basically like, okay. You know, and she just keeps talking and waving her arms in the air about how, you know, she can't handle any more trauma, you know, and how dating sucks. And, you know, and there ought to be a law for helmets, a helmet law for relationships, you know. And how many times does she have to survive these toxic relationships and blah, blah, blah. He's just like, yeah, great, Carrie. Yeah. Okay. You know, and I've been in that situation many times myself. Fuck you. If I'm on a date with somebody and I'm getting to know somebody, the last thing I want is to hear you talk about your fucking ex-boyfriend, you know, over and over and over and over again. I don't give two fucking shits about your fucking ex-boyfriend. All you're doing is telling me what kind of person you are, okay? And that doesn't sound like the kind of person I want to get with. All right. Now, if I was just out there to get laid, I'd do one or two things would happen. Okay. I would tell you, shut the fuck up and let's fuck, or I would just fucking walk away from you. Okay. But Jack Berger apparently wants something more than that. He actually kind of wants to date Carrie. He finds her interesting, or at least he did until this scene here. So Berger's going to do what I just said, the first one. Okay. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay. Sorry, the latter. He did the latter, not the former. Okay. So he's basically telling, hey, you know, I got to go now. Bye. You know, and he leaves. Carrie's dumbfounded. What the fuck? What did I do? What did I say? Oh my God. You know, and then she realizes when she's talking to Miranda later on the next day that, oh my God, what happened was I was an emotional slut. Okay. I was emotionally slutty. Okay. Basically, I laid all these problems and all these neuroses that I have, which, let's face it, okay, Carrie's fucking the most neurotic out of all the four of the women. She is the most neurotic one. Okay. And she just gave him a big fucking dose of that. Upon their first date, which is just them sitting on a grassy hill, okay? But yeah, she gave him a big dose of her neurosis, and he got turned off by it, okay? And he left, and I would have left too. I have left before when I've been in that situation. Fuck you. I don't care about your fucking ex-boyfriend. I don't want to hear about your ex-boyfriend on the first date, okay? I want to hear about you. I want to know what you're like, not what he's like, okay? Big fucking turn off, okay? Now, like I said, if I was just there to get laid, I would basically find a way to tell you to shut up, or I would leave. But if I wanted something more than that, okay, then I probably would just fucking leave and not even try to get you to shut up. I would just fucking leave because you're not the kind of person that I want to be with, okay? You still got all this damage. It's not my fucking responsibility to fix your goddamn fucking emotional heartbreak, okay? It's not my fucking responsibility to do that. It's no guy's responsibility to prove to you, okay, that not all men are fucking assholes. That's not our fucking job. Okay, I know Marilyn Monroe said it, okay, and a lot of you fucking bitches out there, yeah, I said bitches out there, believe that bullshit. It's not fucking true, okay? We're not there to fix you any more than you're there to fix us, okay? We don't want to fucking fix you, okay? We don't want to fucking prove to you that we're better than those guys, okay? What we want is you to see us for who we are, okay? And we want to see you the way you are, and we want to accept you that way, okay? That's what we want, okay? We want acceptance from you. We don't want to fix you. Okay, a girl that comes to me damaged, I am not gonna fucking fix. You're not my fucking Chevy outside. I'm not gonna fucking fix you. You see what I mean? I'm not here to prove to you that all guys are fucking great. I'm here to see if we click. Do we get along? Do we have chemistry? If we do, let's pursue this. Let's see where it goes. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm not trying to fucking be your perfect Prince Charming. No guy wants to do that. Okay, they don't. They'll tell you that bullshit. That's just because they're trying to get fucking laid. But afterwards, after they've pounded out your pussy, no. If they still want to stick around, they want something more, okay? And it's not for them to be perfect. They already know you're not perfect, okay? The perfection phase ends after a couple of days, all right? And you know that, all right? So anyway, so that's going on here. He basically goes to her. She's upset, all right? So Carrie's sitting there with Miranda. Miranda leaves, and Stanford was watching the baby with her boyfriend. Stanford leaves. He goes up, and they have a conversation here, okay? So the hot girls, basically Stanford goes up to Carrie, and, and Carrie's like, you know what, Stanford, you've got everything. You did it. You did it. You got a perfect man, okay? You got a perfect house. You have a great relationship. I mean, all of us here, we're all looking. We're all still looking, and you've got it all. And Stanford's like, well, Carrie, actually, me and Marcus haven't had sex in a long time. Oh, thank God you said that. Oh, I was starting to feel bad for myself. Whew, whew. That was a close one. Yeah, like that actually happened. Can you believe that? She's not much of a friend. My God. Anyway. Meanwhile, the hot girls are there, and they're complaining at the party to Samantha. They're complaining that they don't have enough Rice Krispie treats there, because Richard always stocks Rice Krispie treats for them whenever they want. There's none there, and there's no Tab. Yeah, Tab, that fucking soda that doesn't exist anymore. I guess it existed in 2002. I don't know, but they're wondering how come there's no Tab soda. There's no Rice Krispie treats there. All there is fucking like potato chips and fucking some other shit. And Samantha's like, hey, that's my stuff there. I never said you could help yourself in anything. And the hot girls are looking at Samantha. They're like, oh, Richard says we can help ourselves to anything we want. Well, maybe you didn't pay for anything there. I paid for everything. I stocked everything with my own money. The only thing in this party that you paid for are those tits. And one of the girls with her big titties is like, you jealous? She's like, jealous of what? And she grabs these two fucking cantaloupes and holds them up to her chest like, then I wish I could look like this. And then one of the girls like, well, if you did, maybe Richard would be here. And Samantha's like, ah! And she throws one of the cantaloupes. Okay, the girls dodge, and she ends up smashing one of the windows. Yeah, one of the door windows there. Yeah, that cantaloupe goes right through the fucking window and smashes it. Makes a big scene at the party. And now Samantha's all fucking, not only did she reveal her jealousy, she lost control of herself, and now she's fucking embarrassed as fuck. All right? And you know what? I would be too. Samantha's not one of your better episodes. Does not make you look good. It makes you look petty. It makes you look jealous, insecure, all these things that you are known to not be. Okay? It doesn't make her look very good. Now, I understand she's human, and nobody can keep that persona going 24/7. Okay? And I understand why she's jealous. Okay? Obviously, these are women that Richard has fucked, and they are younger and hotter than her, and that makes her feel bad. Okay? Even though she's the one that dumped him, but the real reason she dumped Richard is not because he doesn't measure up. For Samantha's standards. That is not the reason she dumped Richard. She dumped Richard just because she doesn't measure up to his standards, and she knows it. And rather than fucking feel the pain of getting rejected, she dumped him first. Okay, and now she's kind of regretting it because, well, let's face it, man, he's the bomb. Richard's the bomb. Okay, most of the guys on the show are. All right, let's face it. You're not gonna say some guy that fucking works at fucking Chipotle, okay, is gonna hit on these women, okay? They're not even anywhere near the fucking dating options for these women. Even though these women are all middle-aged and they're slightly above average looking, except for Charlotte, she's gorgeous. Okay, they always get like the highest sexual market valued men in the world are the ones that hit on these women on the show, okay? Ripley don't believe that shit, and you shouldn't either, okay? Let's face it, okay? It's not true, okay? The guy that works at Costco is more likely to be the one that fucking flirts with these women, okay? Okay, not the fucking goddamn Christian Greys of the world, which seems to be the only type of guys that hit on these women on the show. Get the fuck out of here, okay? No. All right. So apparently, Samantha's like, people that borrow glass houses shouldn't throw cantaloupes. Okay. So that happens. All right. So now we get to the actual wedding. Okay, the actual ceremony's there. Everybody's dressed in white. Bobby is fucking Bobby is saying his vows to Mitzi. Okay, and they're fucking doing it. And they do the fucking big kiss, And of course, all the girls are kind of disgusted and laughing, like because he's obviously gay. Everyone knows that he's gay, but he's marrying a woman. Apparently, they're in love with each other, and the sex is great, according to both of them. And she makes him happy, and he makes her happy, and blah blah blah. And Stanford said earlier in this episode, like, I don't see why the fuck he's marrying her. I don't see why she's marrying him. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then Marcus, his boyfriend, said like, well, maybe he just makes her laugh. And you know what? And I think that was a good thing to say. I think at their age, they're not young. At their age, you just want to be with someone that makes you laugh. They're in the twilight of their life. Hey, why not? Why not? People get married for different reasons. It's not always for love. Sometimes it's just to get in the fucking country, okay? And sometimes it's just for sex. Guy can't get laid unless he's married. Or sometimes it's because, they already got kids together and it's easier to stay together than it is to start dating around and looking for somebody else. There's lots of different reasons. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Me personally, I get married. I'd have to be in love with a woman to marry her. And not only that, but I have to know that she's in love with me before I would marry her, okay? But not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that, And I think that, both of them, I think fucking Bobby and Mitzi, they've both fucking been plowed, had their field plowed many, many times. And I think they've gotten to the point where they're not as attractive anymore. They're not as young anymore. They're not as healthy anymore, So, what the fuck, They started driving at a slower speed, you could say. Okay, when you're driving at that speed, why not? Why not just enjoy it? Enjoy it. You don't have to go so fast anymore, And that's what they did. And hey, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. More power to them. Hey, a gay guy marrying a straight woman, who gives a fuck? I don't care. I mean, they both agreed to it. It's consensual, right? So what the fuck? I'm sure they worked out the fucking arrangements already. Okay, and that's none of my business. All right. So that's going on. Stanford makes a joke about, the bride and the bride are going to say their vows. Okay. Okay, now at the reception, okay? Now we're at the party, the dancing, the music, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, at the reception, Harry is out there dancing, He's got no fucking skill. He's a short, bald Jewish guy with a hairy fucking back, and he's just, it's like basically every fucking dad sitcom out there, where the dad is out there grilling. He's got the beer belly, he's got the dad bod and the beer belly, and he tries to show off his moves. I'm thinking Jim Belushi. I'm thinking, John Goodman. I'm thinking fucking, all those fucking dad bod shows. Everybody Loves Raymond. The way your dad would fucking dance at a party. Come on, Charlotte, dance with me. Like that. Just fucking stupid as fuck. And apparently Charlotte likes it. It's turning her on. I don't get it, but who the fuck am I to say, She's got the apartment. That's all she has that's worth anything. If Charlotte came from money, we don't know where that money is. Okay, we don't know anything about her family. We only met her brother once, and he didn't even show up at her fucking wedding. We never saw him again. So who knows? I don't even know if Charlotte's parents are still alive. Okay, we didn't see them at her wedding. Okay, we know she had that huge ass apartment. Now she wants to sell it. That her husband left her. In the divorce settlement. Now she wants to sell it. She doesn't work. She doesn't have a job anymore. She quit her job at the gallery. So what would she do for money now? Okay, yeah, she probably have to marry someone with money. And guess who's got money? Harry's got money. Harry Goldenblatt's got money. Okay, he's already got a house in the Hamptons. Okay, so he's fucking got money. All right. So yeah, I can see her monkey branching off to this guy. After she sells her apartment, she keeps that money and she can live off of his money. Makes sense. Yeah, not very romantic, but very realistic. And don't fucking give me any of that fucking love conquers all bullshit, okay? You know what conquers all? Money, okay? Money. All right? Fuck that. All right, anyway. So, yeah, so that's going on. So he's trying to dance. Of course, she's not going to fucking, this guy's her meal ticket, all right? Well, maybe she can live off of if she sells her apartment, she could probably live off that money for a while, But if she wants to stay in a rich, luxurious lifestyle, and she doesn't come from money, I don't think, then she'd be better off getting together with Harry, okay? And she talks to him too. She tells him during the reception. She tells him while they're dancing together, "Hey, I think I'm falling for you. I think I'm falling in love with you." He's like, "But where's this gonna go, Charlotte?" Well, why the fuck didn't you say that the other day when you were trying to seduce her in your friend's apartment? Why didn't you fucking tell her that? When you were trying to, "Oh God, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, Charlotte. You're so beautiful, Charlotte. What does it take?" How come when all that shit was going on, how come you didn't fucking mention that you can only marry a woman who's Jewish, okay? And Charlotte is a lapsed Episcopalian. Yeah, she actually believes in Jesus. I know, right? Why wouldn't you mention that before? Instead, you've been leading her on. I can only marry a woman who's Jewish. Okay, I know most Jewish people are like that. If you're not Jewish, then you have to convert to Judaism. Look at Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker. You think he fucking just married her? No, he had to convert to Judaism. Okay, a lot of people do. All right, and he tells Charlotte, "I can't marry a girl who's not a Jew." So I don't see how this relationship is going to progress. Got a point. So now we got something to think about. All right. Okay, and Charlotte's got a point. She's like, "Well, what about Mel? I got to convert to Judaism. What about Mitzi over there? She married a gay guy, for Christ's sake." Well, that's just it. No Christ. Okay, so So he's like, let's just dance. So they're dancing, and the whole theme of this whole episode is Zha Zha Zhu. Okay, that's some word that fucking Carrie came up with, which basically is used to signify the butterflies, the feelings that you get in your stomach and in your heart when you're with somebody that you're crazy about. That height, that natural high you get when you're around someone you're attracted to and you're crazy about, and they feel the same way about you. That euphoria that you feel. Well, Carrie calls it the Zha Zha Zhu. Okay, so we keep hearing Zha Zha Zhu all the fucking time in this episode, okay? I keep thinking about fucking Green Acres for some reason, okay? I keep thinking of fucking Zsa Zsa Gabor, even though I know it's Eva Gabor that was in Green Acres, okay? I keep thinking of Zsa Zsa Gabor, okay? And punching out that fucking cop, okay, when she got pulled over, okay? And fucking like 600 guys, okay? Including Hilton, okay? And that's what I keep thinking about until she says Zha Zha Zhu. Well, now she says Zha Zha Jew, okay? Because Harry is a Jew and Charlotte is not. And so obviously that relationship is not going to go anywhere. Boom. All right. Meanwhile, Jack Berger shows up. My man Jack shows up at the wedding reception. Only this time, he's not wearing that fucking backpack from the 90s, the one that has the fucking sash across the chest, Yeah, he's not wearing that anymore for the first time. Now he's wearing a fucking suit, and he's wearing a white shirt and no fucking tie. So basically, he fucking stole Richard's look, okay? Richard Wright's look. Samantha's ex-boyfriend. Now he's dressed like Richard Wright, like Samantha's ex-boyfriend, okay? So he shows up at the party, even though he fucking ghosted Carrie earlier in this episode when they were talking. He just got on his bike and flimsily drove away. Now he's back. He's looking for Carrie. Carrie's there. And she's kind of upset because he fucking just took off on her. But he comes up to her and he tells her, listen, I thought maybe, he talks to her. He's like, hey, listen, I'm sorry about leaving you earlier, but I was thinking, they start dancing together. He's like thinking, Carrie, I think maybe we should actually go on a date first before we break up. He's got a good point. She's like, oh, okay, because she's got the Zha Zha Zhu for him, for Ron Livingston, yeah. And y'all remember him. Okay, I love this guy. He was in Office Space. Ron Livingston. He was in Band of Brothers. He was a lot of shit. The Conjuring. He was in a lot of stuff. Okay, and he's a cool guy. Swingers is where I remember him from, the Jon Favreau movie. A lot of people from Swingers are in Sex and the City, including Bridget Monahan, sorry, and Vince Vaughn, and a bunch of people. So anyway, so that's going on there, and Carrie's kind of getting the Zha Zha Zhu for him again, because like he's very witty, he's very self-depreciating, he makes jokes about himself. He's got the quips, he can talk just like Carrie can. He can come up with metaphors and synonyms, and all this kind of shit, just the same way that Carrie can. So their vernacular is very similar. Okay, the puns, it's all right there. The metaphors, the analogies, they can do it all. Both of them can. Okay, so he's basically a male version of Carrie. Okay, only I think that he's a little bit more brave. He has a little bit more courage than Carrie does, I think. Okay, but he's a guy, he's expected to be. Okay, Carrie's more passive, more reactive, whereas Berger is more, aggressive, more assertive. Okay, if you will. All right, so they end up dancing together. Let's see where that goes. Okay, I hope it goes somewhere. I mean, I know where it's going to end up, but I'm anxious to see what happens in this relationship because it's been a long time since I've seen these episodes. I forgot a lot of it. Okay, I just remember that Berger was the character that was written very well. I think he was the best written guy character on the show. He really was. Okay, because this was a guy that I could relate to. This is a guy that acted the way I acted. Okay, he did the things that I did. He said the things that I would have said. And he reacted to things the way I would have reacted. I would have done the same thing earlier. I would have fucking ghosted Carrie right there. If all she did was talk about all fucking emotional pain she's felt from past relationships, okay, and keep talking about her fucking ex-boyfriend, I would have fucking left too. I'd have been like, all right, I'm done listening to this shit. I have left before. This has happened to me before. And I did the same thing he did. I fucking left. Now, sometimes I do remember there was a girl in my life. I ain't going to say her name, but I do remember that we were on a date. The date did not go so well. And I was about to fucking leave her at this place, and then she stopped me outside, and we ended up talking. And then the next day, she called me a couple days later, and she's like, "Hey, why did you look like you were about to leave me there?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, I was." Well, why? I was, "Oh, because this, and this." And then she's like, "Oh my God, I was such an asshole. I'm so sorry." Okay, well, great, and then we gave it another chance, okay? And then we tried it again. But she caught me about to fucking leave her there, okay? And then things got better after that. No, I didn't marry her or nothing, okay? But we ended up seeing each other for a lot longer than we would have, okay? So, because of that, because I just didn't want to hear her bullshit. Okay, I didn't come here to hear her bullshit. Okay, I came to find out about her, not about her ex-fucking boyfriend. Okay, I don't go on a date and fucking tell you all about my ex-girlfriends. All right, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you about myself, and I'm here to learn about you. Okay, that's what I expect from a first date. Okay, not about your fucking past relationships. Okay, not about your ex-boyfriend. All right, I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, any more than you want to hear me talk about my ex-girlfriends either. All right, no. Maybe later on, if we get to know each other, then we can go there, okay? But not when we're first meeting, not on a first date, okay? So that's going on here. So basically, all the couples are dancing at the reception. Stanford and his fucking boyfriend are there dancing. Harry and Charlotte are dancing. Miranda's dancing with her baby. And so that's all going on here. Carrie tells, so that's all going on. Bobby talks to Carrie. He tells her, he's like, I remember when we used to go to these things, these weddings, just for the free food. She's like, oh, okay, yeah. He's like, hey, by the way, I am happy with her. I am happy with Mitzi. She makes me really happy. And I want you to know that she does really make me happy. And if in case you were betting money that we weren't going to work out, no, I love her completely, And so Carrie's like, oh, I had no doubt. Yeah, right. You had no doubt. Of course you had a lot of doubt, So that's going on here. At the reception, like I said, Harry's dancing with Charlotte. Carrie goes into her self-pity mode, because she hasn't had a boyfriend this season at all, so she kind of gets upset about that. Miranda, meanwhile, calls Steve. She calls Steve and leaves a message. Okay, and she's holding her baby Brady, and she's kind of not really sure what to tell Steve, but I guess she's thinking about him because there's some lilac there. Okay, the baby was holding the lilac, so she calls Steve, leaves a message. She doesn't leave a message. She gets his answer machine. She hangs up and takes the lilac and puts it down on the table. Okay, now the lilac, earlier Steve brought her a lilac, and that's why she fucked him again. Okay, the baby, Brady, picks up the lilac and gives it back to his mom. I think there's a message there. I think I know what the message is. Miranda's a fucking coward. She's scared. Okay, she's been out there. She already dumped Steve because he doesn't live up to her expectations. Okay, but she's also been out in the dating pool. Okay, and it's a lot harder for her to find a guy when she's got a fucking baby she's got to take with her everywhere. Okay, it is. Let's face it. I'm a parent. I understand. Okay, but she still wants the fucking perfect man out there who doesn't fucking exist. And even if he did exist, he wouldn't want you, Miranda. But she still thinks that she deserves that. Okay, she doesn't. Okay, now she's starting to realize that, oh my God, that perfect guy that's got everything that I want. Okay, is probably I'm not gonna bump into him. Okay, unless I make the first move, and I'm never gonna make the first move. So what do I got? What are my options? Well, I know that my baby's dad is still in love with me, so maybe I can manipulate him some more, just for the sex, if nothing else. Okay, and I guess so she's kind of thinking that way, and she's like, okay, maybe I should give him a call. Okay, and then the baby, her son, is like, no, maybe you ought to get back together with dad. Okay, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Miranda, yeah, but that would never come to her naturally though. Okay, so Samantha talks to Miranda while she's holding Brady. Okay, and Samantha says, like, Brady wasn't the only one. Miranda tells Sam, Brady wasn't the only one acting like a baby today, because Samantha threw the melon, the cantaloupes, okay, and and Samantha's like, yes, I'm not proud of it, okay, I'm not proud that I threw a melon and crashed it through, I was trying to hit, Richard's pussy posse with a melon, okay, but I think he fucked those girls. Well, yeah, no shit he did. That's never been in doubt, okay. The pussy posse, the Zaza ooh. Whatever. Okay. Mitzi tells Bobby that she loved everything at the wedding except for the creme brulee. It wasn't the caramelizing on the top of the creme brulee, the blowtorch, the sugar on top. Yeah, it wasn't hard enough. And then Stanford overhears and tells Marcus, oh, did you hear that, Marcus? She said the only thing wrong with her wedding was that the creme brulee wasn't hard enough. Yeah, we know where this is going. Okay. All right, quit putting him down, Stanford. What the fuck? Why are you being such an asshole? Okay. And like I said, Jack, Carrie hooks up with Jack again. They're talking, So that's that. The episode ends with where Carrie says, if we live in glass houses, we really shouldn't throw stones because you never know. Some people are settling down. Some people are settling. And some people refuse to settle for anything less than butterflies. And you see the butterflies get on top of the lilacs And that's how this episode ends. So that's it. Finally, that's episode 8 of season 5, the last episode of season 5. The next time you see me again, we are going to jump into season 6, which is the last season of Sex and the City, the TV show Sex and the City. And then after that, I'll jump in the movies. All right? And then after that, I think I'm just going to start destroying chick flicks out there and giving you a straight man's point of view on all the fucking chick flick bullshit out there that brainwashed you all these fucking years. All right? It's time to fucking set the record straight. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching my reviews here. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I will see you on the next one, and we will do season 6. Yeah.